Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's discuss the COFORGE Senior SDET interview questions along with interview ready answers. Okay, so let's discuss. The first question goes like why you we use thread local when TestNG already supports parallel execution. Okay, so you can give the interview ready answer as TestNG supports parallel execution at the test level, but WebDriver instances are not automatically thread safe. If multiple threads use the same WebDriver object, tests can interfere with each other and can cause flaky failures. Okay, so the thread local ensures that each thread get its own separate WebDriver instance. This avoids session conflicts, improves the stability, and makes parallel execution reliable. Okay, you can give some example. And without thread local, both threads may try to use the same browser instance. Okay, so this is the reason we use thread local. The next question goes like, what is the difference between parallel execution through XML and thread safe driver management? Okay, this is also a straightforward question. Parallel execution through TestNG XML controls how tests run concurrently, and you can give the example of the one how you define the parallel on the tests. It tells the given example tells the TestNG to run the test simultaneously. Okay, so which means parallelly. Then the thread safe driver management controls how WebDriver instances are handled safely during parallel execution. Okay, and this has been usually implemented using thread local and driver factory pattern. Okay, so the here is a simple difference. You can give it as at high level. XML parallelism is nothing but which runs the tests in parallel, and thread local driver management prevents browser conflicts during parallel execution. Okay, both are required for stable parallel automation. The next question goes like, how many test suites or test cases have you automated? Okay, the interview ready answer you can give them is, in my recent project I have automated around 400 to 600 regression test cases, multiple suites covering smoke, sanity, regression, API validation, and end-to-end workflows. The exact number kept increasing as the new features were developed. I mainly focused on high priority and reusable critical business flows. Okay, the next question goes like, how do you decide what to be automated and what should not be automated? Okay, can tell with the interview ready answer as, I automate the suitable scenarios like repetitive test cases, regression scenarios, stable functionalities, data driven scenarios, cross browser validations, high risk user business flows. Okay, and these are the test cases which are not suitable for automation, where we avoid automating the functionalities like frequently changing UI, one-time validation scenarios, captcha, visual validations requiring human judgment, very low priority flows. Okay, so and the main function factors I consider is ROI, stability, reusability, execution frequency, maintenance effort. Okay, how do you manage regression testing? Can give the interview ready answer as, I manage regression testing by categorizing test suites into smoke suite, sanity suite, full regression suite. We integrate regression execution into CI/CD pipelines using tools like Jenkins, GitHub Actions, and you can give the tool whichever you have been using in your current project for CI integration. Okay, and the key practices include tagging the test cases, parallel execution, reporting using Allure or extent report, whatever you are using in your project, failed test reruns, stable test data management. Okay, critical regression scenario requires a run on every deployment. Okay, so this is how you can answer short and sweet. The next question goes like, have you automated regression completely or partially? Okay, so you can tell regression was partially automated. Around 70 to 80% was automated because some scenarios required manual validation. Certain modules required changed frequently. Modules changed frequently. Some flows involve third-party integrations like or captcha, and exploratory testing is still needed for human validation. We prioritized automating stable business critical flows, repetitive validations, high risk areas. This give maximum ROI while keeping maintenance manageable. Okay. The next question goes like, how are you scaling your automation framework? Can tell by focusing on modular design, reusable utilities, and page object model, generic wrappers, centralized configuration management. Okay, and also you can give some other scaling strategies like CI/CD integration, parallel execution, Docker or grid execution, data-driven architecture, API and UI integration, and cloud execution support. Okay, so you can tell these points and you can add it to the above points, like I also ensure coding standards and proper logging or reporting so multiple team members can contribute easily. Okay, so this is how you can answer. The next question goes like, what are the major optimizations have you implemented? Can tell some major optimizations I implemented include parallel execution, dynamic wait, reusable utilities, smart failure handling, CI/CD integration, and headless execution. Be thorough with what we are doing with each of these category. Okay, so they might ask you like what and why we use the headless execution, why we need CI/CD integration, why we need to handle the smart failures, and how we handle, and what are the reusable utilities that you have created, and what dynamic weights, and how do you automate the test cases to run in parallel, and what is the benefit of it. Okay, so they might ask you the elaborated questions on them. Be thorough with that. Then next question goes like, how do you configure GitHub actions using github.yaml for CI/CD? Okay, this is purely a SDET question where you might they might ask you a high level idea on how you do this. But yeah, uh, I'm pretty sure that they'll not ask the right to complete code, but try to learn it. Okay, so it's good for knowledge purpose and what exactly it does. Okay, so the next program goes like, to write a Java program to move all the zeros from one side to the end of an array. Okay, so here you can write the given program as I have mentioned here. It's very simple and straightforward. Okay, so I have used an if condition inside the for loop. Okay, and incremented the index value, and then at the end I'm using a for each to, okay, to read the array. Okay, so the next thing is, they might ask you to write the XPath, and they might ask you to debug the questions they asked. Okay, so be thorough with it. And how do you debug the approach? Okay, the next question goes like, explain your framework architecture and why you designed it that way. Okay, so you can explain your framework architecture along with the layers. What does it contain? Like page object layer, test layer, utility layer, and what does each of these layer contains? And reusable components, and then the base layer, and then the reporting layer. Okay, so and why you designed this way, and what is the benefit of it? Okay, and the next question goes like, what trade-offs and decisions did you make in your project? Okay, so can answer some high level points like, I prioritize stable automation over automating every scenario. I used explicit weights for reliability instead of aggressive execution speed. I moved many validations to API level because API tests are faster and more stable. And I kept the framework simple and maintainable instead of adding unnecessary complexity. And I avoided automating unstable modules to reduce maintenance overhead. Okay, so this decision helped me to improve the framework, and also it helped me to improve the execution reliability, maintainability, faster feedback cycles, and better ROI for automation efforts. Okay, guys, if you are looking for end-to-end interview questions along with detailed answer to become a full stack QA automation tester and to crack any interviews across the world with 200% job focused preparation, which covers 10,000 plus real-time interview questions along with detailed answers, which has been designed for 0 to 15 plus years of experience, and this has been crafted after taking multiple interviews, that 3,500 plus interview with personal real IT experience. Okay, so please do check out. You'll never fail interview after going through this documentation. The link is given in the description and also in the comment box. Please do check out. Thank you so much for watching my video. All the best for your next interview to crack it.